Welcome to the It Gets Better podcast. I promise it gets better.
That is an understatement.
It gets way better.
It really is.
Like better than you can even imagine. And you live by the ocean. And I think that's amazing. Like it's so amazing to look at your life and to say, when you were in high school, I have a question for you. When you were in high school, what did you think future was? Like, what did you think your future looked like?
I don't even know how to answer. I feel like when you're in high school, you don't see anything outside of high school. Yeah. Like I feel like it's a blur. I have absolutely no idea what I would have ever pictured my life to look like. I honestly don't think I ever did. I think that I just could not see past high school.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, then maybe you can see to college a little bit.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, just get me out and get me to college. But when you started high school, when you were a freshman in high school, what did that feel like for you? Like what was that vibe? What vibe were you bringing?
Oh my gosh, I was so scared. I feel like the vibe I brought was like hiding in a corner. That was my vibe. Hide. Like
I also hid.
I don't know why. I feel like I had a lot of friends that I had in middle school that carried into high school, but I just still felt like I needed to hide. And just scared all of the time.
Yeah. Now, I think I hid because I didn't feel like I was allowed to be there. But like I was so allowed to be there because like I had to be there because like obligations. But like I felt like I was a stranger in literally everyone else's world. And now hearing you talk, I think we all did.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think that's a common thing.
Yeah.
We all just feel like we are visitors in someone else's house.
Yep. I was hanging out with my own friends. As long as I was hanging out with my core, like 3 people, I was good. But if there were other people mixed in, I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
Right. And I went to Catholic school for the first 6 years, 5 years of my life, I guess. And then I went to public middle school. And that was weird because I was like, I literally know no one. And then in high school, I was like, okay, I know a few people, but like, I'm not going to be in classes with them. I'm not going to. So I had to like be like, okay, like it's time to make friends, I guess. And I think making friends in high school can be very, very weird because you're like, hi, I'm Megan and I'm going to try not to be too weird so you accept me.
Yeah.
And it's like, why can't we change that narrative real quick? Why can't we be like, hey, my name's Megan. I like these 3 things. Do you like any of those things? Because if so, we can talk on that, right? But that's not how high school works. And I think that staying, I hate to say the word alive, but staying alive is the name of the game, right? Like
you're just trying to make it through
to
graduation and get out of there.
But
that's what it feels like. You're just trying to survive the days.
But I think it can be better. Right? I don't think it has to be survival. I think we can like come together and just be like, hey, I want to find 2 people, one person who likes this and one person who likes this. And then just expand my circle by 2 people. Because when you can say, I'm interested in learning about other people, I know it's hard. I know it's weird. I know it's awkward. But then you get to step into expanding, right? And when you get out of high school, the whole name of the game is like expanding yourself. And I feel like in high school, you're meant to be shrunk. And do you just want to tell people like in high school, what did you look like in high school? Because I think it's very hard to look at us now and be like, they weren't awkward high school kids.
I was tall, lanky. I was literally like bone thin for no reason. I don't know why. And I had braces. And I just was like not cute. I just wasn't cute.
I was not cute.
I was not cute.
I was not cute by anyone's definition. Like boys, girls, no one's.
I don't think anybody in high school is, but it feels like everybody around you is so much prettier than you. And it's like if you look back on all of your high school pictures, everybody was weird.
Everyone.
Yeah. No one was cute and with braces and
listen, at least kids now can like go on the internet and like learn how to like do things like curl their hair and like, you know, apply makeup. We had none of that.
High school girls are way cuter now than they were when we were in high school.
Oh my gosh. Like I used to use
like, where was all of this?
Oh gosh. Dream Map Mousse. Please cancel it forever. Should never exist. Okay. So were you ever invited to a dance where you didn't have a date?
Many. Yeah.
Okay. Same. Can we talk on that for a minute? Because I I never had a date, I don't think.
So it's so funny. I was just talking about this with my best friend who's getting married next month. Her and I did not have freshman homecoming dates. So we just like went together and we didn't think it was weird. Like we were just like, we're freshmen. We don't have dates. Like, cool. And there was like an after party situation and all of our friends went, but we were not allowed to go because we didn't have dates. So me and Haley went home, watched Shrek and got Chinese food and we had a damn blast. And it's just so bizarre because then I never felt weird about not having a date until after that. And I was like, is this weird? Like, is this weird that we don't have dates? Like, I just wanted to go and frolic with my friends. Like, I didn't know I needed to be like grinding on boys.
Right.
To be cool. I was like,
to
this
the window.
is so bizarre.
To the wall.
I'm like, no, I just want to like run around.
Right. And
I'm
I
14.
think, right. That's the thing is like, okay, also too, like in middle school, you go from people like not even like showing interest really in each other to now you're automatically in high school and you need to have a date. Like it's awkward on all fronts. Like dudes don't know how to talk to girls and girls don't know how to talk to dudes.
No.
And I think it's just such a weird thing. Okay, so now I didn't have a date to really anything besides senior prom, but that's only because someone felt bad for me and like they brought like their friend. I went with like someone's friend and he looked like a light bulb and I never even stood next to him. Truthfully, I was like, I gotta go. I have standards.
I need to know what a light bulb, like what someone who looks like a light bulb looks like.
Oh, he looks like a light bulb. I mean, if you
hope
look,
he doesn't listen to this.
Oh, he will not. I promise you, because I didn't even talk to him at prom. Never mind 10 years later. But yeah, I think for me, like I just didn't go to a lot of dances because I was just like, well, I guess I'm not going to go. And also too, like that really wasn't my vibe and my scene, which was cool to understand and be like, okay, well, I don't have to go if I don't want to. But I think if you're a girl and you like a dude and you mutually like each other, you can ask them.
Yes.
Like, because you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, well, now I'm alone, and so that person is also alone, or maybe there was someone they didn't actually want to go with.
And they were just like set up with them because
Right.
they didn't have a date because they didn't know you liked them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I say if you a girl and you like a dude, ask him to a dance. And if you do go alone, there's nothing wrong with it. Don't let people try to single you out and tell you there is.
Just frolic around. Frolic. There's
Listen-
other people without dates there.
Listen, it's going to be so sweaty, no one's going to know.
And grinding with boys, like, isn't it? It's actually not
It
fun.
is not it. Oh, it's not. It's like...
It's so weird
Oh,
to think about.
It's so weird. Do they still do that? I mean,
I
they
hope
must.
not.
I mean, they must.
No, they're probably TikTok dancing.
Oh, God,
Which
that's
is way more
better.
fun. I would have much rather have done that in high school.
Oh, me too.
Grinding is not it. Like, there was times after college as a grown adult, I would go to bars and see grown human beings grinding. And I'm like, we are at a bar as grown adults. It's like, get your butt off of him.
Yeah. Also, too, like, I think something important to talk about here is like when you're someone's date, like you are much more than just their date. Like you are your own self. And I think that kind of gets lost is like now you like are expected to dance with them and like bend over and like do all these things. And it's like you're like dying. And it's just like, excuse me, ma'am, sir, we're going to need to just say I'm a human. Thank you, too.
Yeah.
And it's just so important to, when you're going through this entire process, to be like, hey, what do I want out of it? What will I get? Maybe I'm going to ask someone. Maybe I'm going to go alone. But don't let other girls tell you how that experience should feel.
Absolutely.
And if you are discluded, good. You don't need them anyway.
I had so much fun eating Chinese food, watching Shrek at 14 years old because...
You were 14.
I was 14 and I was excluded for not having a date. I'm like, what are you guys even doing? They were like sitting in a hot tub, not speaking because nobody knows how to speak to each other at 14.
And
me and Haley are sitting at home, rolling around on the floor, doing God knows what.
Right.
Having a blast.
Now, you said this and you said that you were surrounded by a few core people and they were just as weird as you.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
find your weird.
Have you always been like free to be weird?
With them, yes.
Okay.
With like... Now, as an adult, yes. Like, I will outwardly be weird, and if you don't like it, you can literally go. In high school, no. In high school, no. With them, they all knew how weird I was, and it was fun because they are also psychopaths and weird. But, like, when you're with groups of people or in gym class or in lunch, like, the last thing you want to do is be weird.
Because
you want to be, like,
you're
cool
different
and chill. But then you're trying so hard that people still think you're weird. So at that point, you might as well be your authentic weird because you trying to be cool is still weird.
Yeah, that is a dilemma. Yeah, because when you try to be someone you're not, then you get even more weird. Because then now you're trying to keep up a front, and that front can't stay forever.
And then you go home and you're exhausted because you're like, I just had to pretend to be like all of the other people. And now I go home and I'm so tired. And now after a year, 2 years, 3 years of doing that in high school, you actually have no idea who the real you is.
Right.
After faking it for so long.
I didn't know who the real me was until I turned 26.
Same. I would say in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like, I truthfully was like, I don't know who I am. And it's a very scary thing to wake up and be like, what do I like?
Especially in high school, your brains are like quite literally still developing. Mm-hmm. So when you are that mind effed, I guess.
Right. Yeah. When you get when people are just filling your brain with stuff that isn't real. And here's the thing, they don't know it isn't real because I know you you're probably going to hate this, but you're all so young and you don't understand that people are mean because they hate themselves.
Yes, 100%.
And people who are kind, it's so much harder to be kind than it is to be mean. And I think that that's something that's misconstrued is people are like, oh, well, they're kind. We're just going to like take advantage of them. And it's like, no, if you're mean, that actually shows that you have zero impulse control and that you're an actual jerk. And so if somebody is mean to you, I want you to say, okay, well, that's on them. Like, that's a them problem, not a me problem.
They go home and they are still miserable.
Right. Now, you said you've been on kind of both ends of the spectrum where you have been bullied and then you have been the mean to people.
Yes.
And can you talk about the first one? When you were being like bullied, I guess you would say, or people were just saying mean things to you. What did that look like? How did that make you feel? And kind of how did you react, or how would you react differently today? I think is a better question.
I think a lot of it was being like tall and lanky and skinny. It looked like I wasn't supposed to be that skinny. So it was always like, are you anorexic? And if I was, I'm like, well, how are you just openly asking somebody that?
Right.
You need to eat a cheeseburger. So I go home and I'm like stuffing my face with garbage. And then it takes 10 years to get out of the habit of eating like crap.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It was just random comments, like things like that, and just never feeling like you fit in. Boys don't like you, which boys don't like anybody. They like all the boys in high school always like the same like
the
two
same
people.
2-3 people.
Yeah. So it's not just you. Boys don't like anybody except for like 2 people. And
that's a fact.
So then on that end, I felt like I had no control over people liking me. So then it was easier when you're mean to another girl or something over a boy you like or whatever it is. It gives you that like little sense of control for a minute over something. And at the end of the day, no matter what, you still go home and you're miserable. So it's like,
you don't win.
No.
You don't win at all. And so... so if someone was to say that to you today, how would you respond? Boy, you're so skinny. You should just go eat something. Do you not eat?
I would like laugh. Like, I honestly don't know. I would be like, are your eyes okay? I don't get this question.
Right.
I would also just be like genuinely confused instead of taking it to heart. I would just be like, I would just genuinely, I think, be really confused.
Yeah. I think that people used to just like, I feel like the exclusion was a real big factor in my life. Like I always felt like I was excluded. Now, part of that could have been like self-proclaimed, right? Because I never felt like I was welcome, or if I was invited somewhere, I'm like, was this an accident? I don't believe it. And so for me, I would just say, like, if someone did say something to me, I think I was invisible for so long so people could see me now. And I was high key invisible. Like, I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't do anything. I was just invisible. And I didn't say anything. And I met with this lady last week, and she said, Megan, I don't do this. She's like, I don't meet with people on the internet. She was like, there's something about you that's special. And I was like, holy crap, what is that? Because she's like the 5th person to tell me that in the last like 3 months. And I'm like, oh my God, I was invisible for so long so I could be seen right now.
Yeah.
And if you're invisible right now, and if someone were to be like, oh my God, nobody was, just be like, listen, you don't know you don't know anything that's coming. You don't even know me. Because when you grow up and you experience the depths of yourself and you get to learn what you like and what brings you happiness, and you get to learn different topics or go back to school or start a new business, like, and you can hold a conversation. The most important thing you can ever learn in life is how to hold a conversation.
Yeah, definitely. And like not even just talking, but the active listening.
That's really big, because I know for so long I used to just have a conversation to be like, all right, check it off the list. Check it off the list. I did it. And it's like, no, how about you be genuinely interested in someone? But we're so worried about ourselves. And it's like, dude, people aren't looking at your pimple because they have their own pimple.
Yeah, everyone is so more concerned about themselves to even really think about you for too long.
So if you could give some skincare tips to the girlies out there in high school, what would it be?
Pull up my sleeves. I'm ready for this question. Buy Illumi. I swear to you, it's the best thing ever. But honestly, it's just like taking care of yourself in all aspects. Water.
Right.
I don't know if I drank high school in water. I mean,
hot water in high school?
I don't think I drank water in high school.
Like, I don't recall ever really drinking
do not recall
water.
taking a sip. I remember Gatorade. And like, I think all I drank was Gatorade.
Yeah.
Water in high school was
I used
like,
to drink
gross.
Propel.
Oh my gosh, I lived off of Propel. Water is game changing. I feel like not only for your skin, but it actually affects your mental health.
Yes.
Not that anybody asked about that, but it really does. Water for your skin and just overall taking care of it, and moisturize. Moisturize does not make you oily. It's actually the opposite.
Yeah.
You are oily because you're dry.
I wish I knew how to moisturize. I have
Same.
this one memory where like I would go to put foundation on the morning, but I would just wash my face and my skin would be like flaky right here. I used to take my thumb and go like this to take the flakes off of my face. And I'm like, I'm like literally mortified, because I'm like, if I could have just learned if I knew what moisturizing was and how it worked, it would have literally made everything so much better.
I also, this is a little off topic, but when it comes to skincare, I'm not a doctor, so I guess I can't really, I don't know if I can say this on here. But like,
she's not a doctor.
Don't let people convince you that birth control is going to fix your skin problems.
Oh, yeah, no.
Wash your face.
Dude, I tried.
Wash your face with the proper face wash.
And also, make sure you wash your face with clean hands.
And clean towel.
I feel like people don't know that they need to wash their hands before they wash their face. So your hands need to be clean before you wash it. And, when you put lotion on, and I'm not going to go to the serum land, but like, because you're not old yet.
We love a serum.
But I really think that is so important. Wash your face. And I actually went on birth control when I was 14, the first and last time I've ever been on it. And I puked for like 3 weeks because I wanted clearer skin. I lied, obviously. I was like, no, yeah, my periods are irregular. And then I was like, I want it for my skin. And it was tragic. And I literally just puked for weeks. And I was like, nope. And then I've literally never been on it ever again.
Yeah, I just don't think that is the solution. You just need to find the right products for your skin.
Yes.
And you need to drink water. And you need to stop using the hand towel that you wipe like your toothpaste spit on to dry your face.
No.
So gross. Clean towels only, every time.
You could even use a paper towel.
I do that sometimes when I
Yeah.
feel like washing my face in the kitchen. I don't know why I do that. I think I get FOMO when Tom is in the living room. But,
no, okay, too, like, I think this is important that I didn't know about skincare is like, there's more than one brand and more than one product. So if one product doesn't work for you, try another one. And just because your mom uses one or your sister uses one or your best friend uses one and they don't have acne doesn't mean that you won't. But I will say that clear skin comes a lot from what goes into your body.
Yes.
So if you're eating like a flaming pile of garbage, your skin might reflect that.
oh, yeah. I can see it. Even as an adult, if I have a weekend of pizza and wings, Monday morning, I'm like, oh, why?
No, like literally, I went on a work trip and I had 3 pimples, mainly from cheap makeup, but also because I was eating things I don't eat. But listen, you're young, you can get away with a lot. But please wash your face and moisturize.
Drink your water.
Oh my gosh, like when you think about like, listen, your makeup will look better, you will feel better. Also, I will say this too, please like buy some brow gel.
brow gel. Stop using the pencils. Don't use the pencil.
It'll change your life. Like you just like, even if it's a clear one, you just have to
Brow
tame
gel.
your brows.
Yes.
Now I say this out of deep love because I wish someone would have told me when I was growing up, hey, Megan, here's how to not, you want to feel like, here's the thing. I desperately wanted to feel different. I was like, this is not me. I know I can be better. I just don't have the tools to get there. Right?
Yeah.
And I think a very big step is not giving a crap about what people say, but also having clean skin. And you say this all the time, is that it's not clear skin, it's healthy skin.
We're going for healthy, not perfect.
Yes.
I still break out. I still have sunspots, but my skin is healthy.
And here's the thing, like being healthy looks different on everyone. And it's just truthfully, like when Nicole was in high school and she was so skinny, like that was her body and that was healthy for her. Now, there was no place for anyone to make comments about anything. Because look at her now, 10 years. She's perfectly normal.
She is not bone thin anymore.
She's a perfectly normal human, okay? And it's just wild because we put so much emphasis on our appearance for other people. But it's like, hey, what about our appearance for us? And I know that that's probably a long shot, but I will say I think a great place we can all compromise and start is skincare.
Yes.
Now, do you have any like drugstore? I know that this is probably sacrificial, but like let's say they're like, okay, I have $20 to buy skin cleaning stuff. Okay, I will say this. Please buy you people are all on the internet. You're listening to this podcast. New Skin has a zit cream that I literally love, and it's clear. And I like that it's clear because normally zit creams are white. And that makes you look like you have a problem.
Yes.
So I love the clear, and it's $11.
So cheap.
That's
so good.
That to me is like,
you only need a tiny bit because it's like gel based. So
that
it
to
lasts
me is
a
like
while.
budget friendly.
Oh yeah.
$11. Okay, cool. Now I will say like you need to find a moisturizer that works for you and your skin.
Yes.
I've been using the same moisturizer for I think 4 years, and I literally like drink it at this point. I'm like, I love it. My mom is an esthetician, so she gets it for me, and I'm just like, just keep it coming. I literally have 4 containers in there right now because I love it. And so you have to find one that works for you. And don't be afraid to try different things. You can actually go to like Sephora or Ulta and ask for a sample.
Yes, I recommend if you're going to look for skincare, maybe not to go to CVS, maybe try an Ulta, Sephora.
Yeah, they're accessible these days.
Yeah. Or just do your research. Don't go in there and just buy some Neutrogena nonsense.
No, clean and clear, morning burst. I have nightmares.
Yeah. No.
Literally nightmares.
Do your research. Skip the makeup wipes. I cannot say it enough.
No.
Do not use the makeup wipe. It's
Don't
so
use makeup
bad.
wipes. So how do you recommend, like, I understand the Lumi, but if they are cleaning their face, how do they know they're like getting all the makeup off without a makeup wipe? Because I feel like makeup wipes are just like so socially acceptable.
Ugh, they're so bad for your skin. I use micellar water. So they're bad for your skin because they strip your skin of its natural oils.
Yeah.
And it really messes up the pH, and then it can start to cause
Microdermabrasion.
Yes, that. And you get like the little like red. I have them from using the Clarisonic. I can call out that brand because they are out of business, and they're out of business for a reason. And I used one for a little while, and I have like the red lines that can literally only be lasered to get rid of. So things like bristle brushes, the face washes with the beads in it, makeup wipes, just stay away. But I use a cotton pad and micellar water, and that gets all of it off the surface, but it really doesn't get in there. Yeah. So even when you do that, you want to go in with a face wash that's going to really kind of melt it out of your pores. Something with salicylic acid I would recommend.
Okay, also like don't be afraid of the word acid. I know for so long
acids are amazing.
I was afraid of hyaluronic acid because it sounds scary.
Yeah, but that's like the most height that you need.
I know, but it sounds like I'm not putting acid on my face.
Yeah.
And okay, so say that again really slow.
Salicylic acid.
Salicylic acid.
It helps clear breakouts. It helps prevent breakouts. It helps clear acne scarring. So it's a very gentle acid, something you could use to wash your face every day. If you have very dry skin and you don't have breakouts, I don't necessarily. Yeah. I recommend using it maybe twice a week or when you wear makeup, but not something I would use every day. I would find something a little more hydrating. But
also too on the makeup front, like you don't want here the goal in I would say the goal in life in general, unless you go in somewhere fancy, is to like wear makeup like you're not wearing makeup.
Yes.
Like my skin but better. I know that's a lame saying.
No, it's perfect.
But
we want healthy skin, and if you have healthy skin, you really don't need much makeup. There's days I throw on like the tiniest bit of blush just because I am so pale, a little brow gel, a little mascara, and it's like the little bit of effortless look. It's like she didn't even try, but she still looks cute even though you tried.
yes, okay, that's the thing. It's like don't be
goal.
afraid to invest 10 minutes into your skincare and makeup routine together. Because that's all you need is 10 minutes. So if you're walking
Especially
around
at your age.
right, if you're walking around moping like Eeyore because you ain't cute, the thing is you just don't see it. And you have to put, if you want that for yourself, right? I wanted it. I just didn't know how to get it. And if you want that for yourself, I want you to say, okay, I'm going to take 3 minutes to wash my face and moisturize, and then 7 minutes to put on the rest of my makeup, which honestly could probably take you 2. So that's 5 minutes to make you feel like a whole queen.
Yeah, and it may not even really affect your outward appearance, but you are walking around like you are the hottest sis on the earth.
Yes,
like,
you are.
I literally work out 3 days in a row, and there is no physical difference, and I'm walking around like I am a supermodel. I'm like, I have strong legs. I went walking for 2 days in a row, and I don't look any different, but I feel like I am the hottest queen on earth.
I went to spin class this morning and feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I went to the cycle bar today. I did that. Almost died, but I did it. And you feel different.
You feel so hot.
And I will tell you, I put on makeup for myself, not for anyone else.
Yeah. No.
And I always thought it was for other people. And so I never wore it. And then I realized like, no, Megan, this is for you. So why don't you do it to enjoy it? And I can literally get ready so quick. And it makes me happy and makes me feel confident, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what we recommend for you today. Remember, high school, it gets so much better. And if girls are mean to you, if boys are mean to you, that's a them problem. That's not a you problem.
Just remember, high school sucks for everybody, not just
everyone.
It sucks. No one is having a better time than you. No one. Might look like it, but no one is.
Everyone is miserable.
And it is so like,
And everyone's insecure.
yeah,
Even
everyone.
even the prettiest people that you're like, oh my God, I'd die for their life. Like you wouldn't. Because your life is going to be so good. And if you just like show up every day and you show up every day and you're like, okay, let's see what today has in store. But I know whoever tries to knock me down is not going to be successful. And when you start to give off that positive energy, right? And like the vibe of like, I'm going to swear here because I think it's important, unfuckwithable energy.
Yes.
Then no one is going to do anything to you. And if they do, that's a them problem and get them suspended. I'm just kidding. That's bad advice.
It's not bad advice.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. Go wash your face, buy yourself some makeup. If you have any questions, you can slide into the DMs, ask us questions on the skincare. I will tell you that $11 Zit Cream is it though. Like
I will send links.
Yeah.
Let me know.
That is it. That we should probably link it in the thing in the description because I'm telling you, it's the best Zit Cream I've ever found, and it's so cheap.
It's so cheap.
And you probably need it listening to this because pimples are real and you don't want them in your life forever. And one last thing, I wish I knew that like there were things out there that could speed up the pimple getting rid of process. Like when you clean up your diet and when you don't eat like, you eat healthier and you drink water and you wash your face and you stress less, like your whole body responds and then your skin clears up. Like it's the most wild thing.
Then your whole life changed.
Your whole life changes. And high school, change it now so you're not old trying to rechange it. Okay,
Yes.
That's my whole goal here. And thank you so much for being on. I am so excited for this podcast. I'm so excited for this episode because I just wanted to do it on skincare.
Yes,
and
thanks
I'm
for
happy
having
we
me.
did. Of course. Thank you, everyone. Remember, high school doesn't suck forever. Well, but it gets better after high school.
Life is way better after high school.
Way better. Bye.